EDL 550 Part 2, so on social justice, Part A. And we're talking about who defines. And our challenge is to appreciate social diversity while working to dismantle social inequality. And how can we define that? How can we define those things, just and unjust? And so I guess my definition of social injustice draw from the Holy Scriptures of the Bible. You have to pick one, whether it's government, whether it's the masses, whether it's the elite. Mine comes from a religious base. It comes from a scriptural base. Yes, there's interpretation in that. Yes, there's challenge in that. But there's challenge in all of that. And so I believe that my concepts are not different in history, but they are different from where things are going in our current society. And we know that the decision of the masses, the decision of the so-called educated or the elite, they sway. Just ask Germany about how that turned out for the Jews and all those that opposed Hitler. So that's what I feel about social injustice. There's so much more that I couldn't put in a 5-minute video. You'll hear more about it. Now I want to discuss you should also discuss the selection of identities for your social justice project. And what was the result of my worksheet activity? My worksheet activity, of course, my number one was my religious spiritual identity, being a pastor for 15 years. And then, of course, my racial, ethnic, gender. Yeah, I'm not a male chauvinist, but as the years have come about, I have learned the differences between males and females on a whole nother level in every context, not only in relationships, but in the work context. And my concepts have gone to a greater and greater higher level of respect for female abilities and performance in the higher ed environment and in every environment I've been a part of. I've been amazed by the ability of those of another gender than myself. Of course, my sexual orientation plays a big part. My region, being in the South, has had a major impact. As in the South, late 60s, early 70s, as a young black man, it can't help but play a big role. And so now my social justice project, I initially chose, I have chosen being a pastor, and someone's never been to jail. I chose something that related to my job, in that dealing with the incarcerated and education for the incarcerated, both in prison and as they get out, and dealing with the inequities, the issues that come out of that. After you so-called pay your debt to society, you still have to come out with a bad name, and yet still make your way in a world with not a racial monkey on your back, unless you have a race that's not accepted by society, which many do, but just that incarceration aspect. And so that's my focus for my social justice project. And if I weren't going to just do that, I would love to do being a male, a former semi-male chauvinist, and the dial has swung back. I would really like to, it's very interesting to see females in my work environment. So it would be interesting to deal with higher education in settings that seem to be not inviting to females. And when I'm saying not inviting, not that they're not invited, but either dangerous or just not a setting where they should be, that they would normally feel comfortable doing their jobs. And I've seen so many elevate to positions of leadership, the wardens, assistant wardens of prisons, heads of departments in community colleges. So that would have been something as well that I would deal with. But I'm going to concentrate on the prison aspect. So that's module 1's upload, and we will continue to march on through the course. Thank you very much.